Okay, so I guess whenever you use Zoom for this application, there is a very long delay. So that's kind of annoying. Uh, all right, it's extremely annoying because by the time I get any of your questions, it will be about 2 minutes after you've asked it. So please be patient with me so that we can all get along. Um, let's see. All right. I thought there was some way for me to jump into the chat, but I guess I cannot. I'm not allowed to. Oh, there we go. Now it's moving. Chat. Please be aware that there is a long delay. All right. Okay. So I just want to let you guys know that. Hello, hello, hello. I am Geralyn St Joseph. I am a psychic intuitive. And recently, I've been called Metaphysical Mama. I've been called a fiercely loving Earth Mama for a long time, but Metaphysical Mama is a new one. So let's see what we can do here today. I'm here to answer questions. Anything that is metaphysical in nature, I might answer some more direct personal questions. If you want me to do that, I'm going to need a super chat or something like that so that you come up to the top. And I know I know how I will know that you want a reading. Now, I do this as my livelihood, so please keep that in mind. And let's start. Let's see. It's asking me to give have a goal. So I'll host a members only gallery reading. All right. So my goal is live. Currently, what we're working on is I've been doing different podcasts and whatnot, and we've been talking a lot about the energy that's happening right now. I don't know if you guys have noticed, but most people are pretty sketched out. They're scared. There's a lot of uncertainty. There's a lot going on with the sun and the energy coming from the sun. So, hey, Miguel. All right. So I hate that this is so far behind. Okay, it just caught up with me. All right, Michael. Do you want to write your question into the chat, or do you just want me to do a quick 3 cards for you? And I have several different decks with me right now. I think spirits tell me to use this one. So this is the Grand Lux Tarot, or the Tarot Grand Lux. I am dyslexic, as you know. So I will pull 3 cards from this. 3 cards. All right. Thank you, Michael. Yeah, it's weird how slow this is. It's got, I think, a 90-second delay, which is difficult. But I guess I'll get used to it. All right. What does Michael most need to know right now? Help us. Okay. All right. Ooh, ooh. Okay, very interesting. So the first card that I pulled is the Sun. That is a major arcana card. And basically, what that's talking about is bringing things into the light. So it's about discovery, and things are about to get better. The sense I get is that, and I do, Michael is one of my clients. So I do know a little bit about his situations, different things that he goes through. So I want to put that out there to begin with. Um, but basically, what it's talking about is your time is coming. There's a sense of completion, like you're getting done some of the things that you've put out to do for a long time. There's a sense of you having an impact on the world around you, and I also feel like the sun is telling you to look up. That things are about to get better. Things are coming into the light. So things that we may not have known their purpose, we're going to start seeing these things, and things that were hidden in the past are now going to become more visible. The second card is the seven. I want to try and not get too much light on this. The Seven of Swords. So, the Seven of Swords, as you can see, this gentleman is kind of looking over his shoulder. He's taking a bunch of things and he's looking back. Seven is the number of harmony, though. So, basically, what that's telling you is that um, as things come to light, you're going to need to make some choices as to what to pick up and what to leave. It's about letting go of things that no longer serve you and trying not to bite off more than you can chew. Um, the Seven of Swords is about utilizing things that you know and things that you want to work on that you have already. And there is a point to a lot of the stress, but some of it doesn't have a point. So it's like sussing that out. What am I stressed out over that there's not much I can do with? So I need to leave that in the past. I need to pull those cords, get rid of that energetic, and allow myself to move forward with the things that do have a point. And then the last one you got is the Ace of Swords. So swords is about air. It's about the mental abilities and mental capacities. Um, Between the sun and the Ace of Swords, these two are talking about new beginnings and things open up, and things having a better, like you having a better grasp on things, you having more control over things, and that a lot of it is logical and stuff that you can sort through logically. All right. So let's see. Wait a second. What just happened here? Okay. Something weird just happened with my cards. Um, but that's okay. We're gonna power on. So ultimately, Spirit is saying that you have what you need in order to move forward within yourself. It's just a matter of finding it and nurturing it and allowing it to come up. So the second deck I used is the lunar cards, and you got the waning moon. And the waning moon is about letting go of what is causing your inner turmoil. And it's the time to cast away emotions and things that are no longer serving your highest good. So I know that you've been dealing with a lot, and that Spirit is saying that even though it's intense, I feel like a lot of it, you're going to figure out where it's coming from, and it's going to start to dissipate, which is something that absolutely needs to happen, as we know. So is there anything else you would like me to expound on, or any other questions you have, Michael? And also, any of our other viewers, if you would like to ask a questions, I would love a super chat, and then I will do specific questions for the viewers as opposed to like a general reading. Any time frame comes to mind. I knew you were going to ask that. I feel like right now we're going into the spring, and I see the sun to me is like summertime. So I feel like you're coming out of this now, but during the summertime, I feel like things really, the word I'm getting is dissipate. That's when, like, now you're getting all this information, and as the springtime goes on, you become stronger, and then you're at the height of your strength during the summer. So I'd say within the next few months. I consider summer June through August, like a kid who is still in school. Like, I would love to still be in school. Okay. So hopefully that helps, at least give you a little bit of relief. I do feel like while we are in these solar storms and these magnetic storms that have been happening, that um, exacerbates a lot of the things that you're going through and that a lot of people are going through. It exacerbates anxiety. It puts so much extra um, energy into our atmosphere, and we don't know what to do with it. So the other thing is, and this is from our soul coaching cards. Wait, I have to have two screens going so I can see what I'm doing. Here we go. So this is from the soul coaching cards, and this is saying opening. So basically what this is telling you is that the time is right to receive the gifts of the universe. And there's all this extra energy in the atmosphere, like literally in the atmosphere through these solar storms and whatnot. And one of the things that you can do is tap into that, because the energy around us is tapping into it. So we need to learn how to tap into it and utilize it instead of it just like bombarding us. So learning how to ground and practicing our grounding, like really allowing ourselves to connect with Mother Earth and to get back into rhythm with her, is going to help us a lot. So thank you very much. Okay. So one of the things that I say so a lot. That's like my filler word. One of the things that I'm feeling right now, I feel like a lot of people are really, really ultra stressed. And one of the things that we do when we're stressed is we get a little snippy with one another. And that is never a good idea. But even worse now. So we really need to come to a place in and of ourselves to really pay attention to what we're feeling and try to figure out if it's appropriate for what's happening. Like, I always tell people to get out of their heads, but right now you might want to look at things objectively and be a little more conscious of why you're doing things. People are very, very reactive. So if someone is being reactive with you, you may want to step back and take a deep breath and recognize that you don't need to take that personally. I think it's very important for all of us right now to really learn how to hold our temper and how to deal with what's in front of us instead of reacting right away. All the extra energy that we're feeling and that's around us is going to make us more punchy. So we need to be very aware of that and very careful with it. We don't want to we don't want to overreact or be overly dramatic at this time, because it can very quickly spiral out into something that is very unwieldy and very destructive. Destructive is a good word. Okay. So I'm going to do two things. Right now, I'm going to just do a quick card pull for what's happening right now until someone else maybe decides to throw in a super chat and get a more personal reading. And then there are questions that have been sent to me via email and WhatsApp that I'm going to answer. Okay. So you can contact me via email at Geralyn@voiceofspirit.com, or you can find me on one of my websites, GeralynStJoseph.com, Psychic Geralyn at Brave Sites is another one. Very nice. Okay. Okay. So I am asking, like, what do we most need to know? What can we look forward to? I feel like right now we're going through a period of time where we, as a populace, as people of the earth, we're feeling like there's not a lot to look forward to as a group, as a whole. Hopefully your situation is different, but this is what I'm hearing from a lot of clients. So I'm asking Spirit, like, what is it that we need to know? What's going to help us? What do we have to look forward to? So this is a beautiful card, and this is the Page of Pentacles. And basically, what he talks about is a page is always youthful. So it could be the beginning of something, or when something is just starting up, it's just young and it's just starting. And what that is telling me is that we're in a period of time, financially, especially, or physically, where things are just beginning. We're at the beginning of a new era, of a new period of time when it comes to finances and when it comes to the way we relate to the world around us, but most especially with money. The second that we got is the Four of Cups. Now, cups are emotion. And if you look at this card, I'm sorry. There we go. Hopefully you could see it without too much glare on it. When we look at this card, we see that there's a gentleman here. And instead of, he's got these three full cups in front of him, instead of looking at that, he's looking at the one that's far away. So Spirit is saying that, and I know I'm repeating myself, but it's a good time to let go of things that are not serving us anymore. That is, it looks almost like it's kind of behind him. You can see it in front of him as it's something to look forward to, or you could see it as being behind him, as something he really needs to let go. The way it looked to me when I first pulled the card is that this is something he's pondering about and wondering about and looking at, and just completely neglecting what's in front of him. We need to have appreciation for what we have already. And in that gratitude and that appreciation, that helps set us up for what's coming in the future. So it looks like he's so busy looking at what might be that he's not considering what is, and he's not giving any emotion or any love to, any gratitude to what he has already. So it's like the grass is always greener. Be careful of that. You need to be able to understand and be grateful for what you have already before you can move on and really truly appreciate what's ahead of you. I know I have so many clients who will, they're constantly reaching for something. And like as soon as they get one goal, they don't even give themselves a chance to celebrate it or be happy about it. It's never enough. They got to go more and more and more. And this is one of the things that really is wearing on your spirit. It's something that stops you from really enjoying life right now. So it's about being in the now. We want to be in the now, not in the future, not in the past, in the now, and be very present with where we are, and who we're with, so that then we can really express who we are and really move forward as a full person. Otherwise, we run all over ourselves to get something, and then when we get it, it doesn't really mean anything. Whereas if you live each day and you find things to be grateful for each day, or you find things to teach you something or to look forward to in every day, then you have more of a full life. You don't want to run through your life. Oh, I wish it was Friday, wish it was Friday. Oh, no, it's Monday, wish it was Friday, wish it was Friday, that kind of thing. Or like when you're a little kid and you're like, I can't wait to grow up. Then you grow up, you're like, oh God, I wish I was still a little kid. As we all know. Okay, so this is the Eight of Swords. And that's interesting because we got Pentacles, which is earth, Cups, which is water, and now we have Swords, which is air. So that's three of the four. And basically, if we look at this, what is she telling us? What is happening in this picture? We see that this person is tied up. Her hands are bound. She has a cloth over her eyes. Now, neither of these things seem particularly tight. It seems like if she wanted to, and especially with the way her hands are, she would easily be able to take that off of her eyes, and she would easily be able to work her way out of the bindings. And what we see are all these swords are around her. They really don't have a point though. And we see coming from her chest are these rays of light. Like she has so much to express, but she's stopping herself. Ask yourself, why am I getting in my own way? What am I stopping myself from seeing, or what am I stopping myself from doing? Those are really important questions. What am I stopping myself from seeing, and what am I stopping myself from doing? Because as we could see, this person has a lot of power, but it's being restrained. And even if it is someone else who's restraining her or who put these bindings on her, she can get out of it if she chooses, because she has that power. And I was only going to pull three, but I pulled four. So this is a major arcana. It is the Empress. Oh, the difference between the major arcana and the minor arcana. The major arcana are these types of cards that tell the story of the Fool. And it goes from the Fool to the World. Some people say it begins and it ends with the Fool. Whereas the minor arcana, those are the suit cards like these. And there are four suits because it's the same as your regular playing deck. We have three of the suits here that we got in this particular reading. But when you get a major arcana in a reading, basically, unless they're just reading the major arcana, basically what that's telling you is that this is karmic. It's something big. It's something you need to pay attention to. So the Empress is number 3. And basically, let's see if I can get her in there so you can see her nice and clear. You see everything going on in that. I mean, that's an amazing, beautiful, beautiful card. So the Empress is about motherhood, nurturing the earth. She's about being in the world and being the nurturing maternal figure. So in this picture, you see all the birds are around her. She has all kinds of animals around her. So she's trustworthy. She's on the tree of life. She is doing big things, and she's a big part of what's happening at this time. So a 3 is a number of sacredness, and it's a number of, well, not completion. 9 is the number of completion itself, but 3 is more like you're in balance. So the Empress is telling us to really become more in balance. Like you need to balance your mental with your emotional and your physical, and to get grounded and to really appreciate Mother Earth and everything that she's giving us right now. And you may have a maternal figure in your life who is nurturing and giving you hope for the future. She might be teaching you things. She might be making sure that you have sustenance, like actual nurturing versus nurturing intuitively or emotionally. Look to the maternal figure around you and see if you can't be more in tune with that kind of energy to receive that nurturing. And when you receive it, then it's easier for you to be who you're meant to be. It's easier for you to step out into the world and do things that you want to do and that you're meant to do in this lifetime. Okay. So someone asked me, they wanted to know what is the difference between a tarot, which could be pronounced tarot, tarot, tarot. Everybody, tarot. Everybody pronounces it differently. I pronounce it as tarot. So when I say that, that's the word Tarot, tarot. So the difference between tarot and other oracle decks or other decks is that a tarot is a specific format. It's a 78 card deck. It has 4 suits. Those 4 suits are coins. Coins are the same as diamonds in your regular playing card deck. Wands. Wands are the same as clubs in your regular deck. Swords, and swords are the same as spades in your regular playing deck. And you have cups, which is hearts in your regular playing deck. So it has the 4 suits like a regular playing deck has, and it adds to each of these suits 1 card, which is your page. So you have a page, you have a knight, queen, king. Whereas in your regular playing deck, you only have the knight or the jack, queen, and king. So they kind of consolidated that for your regular playing deck. And then over and above that, you have your hold on. I'm trying to get some of them so I could show you your major arcana. So the minor arcana are the 4 different suits, and the major arcana are basically telling the story of the Fool, although the story of the Fool can be told through the entire deck. And the story of the Fool is basically the hero's journey. The hero's journey brings you from being very naive to being fully actualized. The information that you can find in the cards and that you can derive from the cards, if you allow it to open up your intuition, can be very helpful. This deck is different than each tarot deck. There's probably thousands of them at this point, but each tarot deck is a little bit different with the way they use the symbolism. Oftentimes you will see that they have similar iconography, or they might be like, if you have a deck that is let me see, what do I have? I have like the jack-o'-lantern tarot. So everything is done with a jack-o'-lantern theme. I have another tarot that is doors, keys and doors. So it has that as the theme. So oftentimes it'll take from the same basic tarot and then expound on it with its own different type of either symbolism or just artwork. It's very easy to become enthralled with these decks because so beautiful. They're just so beautiful. Okay. So part of the reason why it's believed that you begin and you end with the Fool, and here's the Fool in this deck. Isn't he cute? He's a court jester. So the court jester had a lot of different things that they were responsible for. One of the things that they were responsible for was making sure that the king and queen were entertained and weren't angry at anybody. So they oftentimes took on whatever it was that was needed at that time. So they may get a beating if the king or queen was not happy with something, whether it was their something or not, whether it was their fault or not, that didn't matter, because what mattered was how the king and queen felt. It really didn't matter how anybody else felt or what else was going on. They also were seen as being foolish. They were comedians. They were there to make everybody laugh. They were there to make everybody more calm. However, they actually had a lot of knowledge because they were kind of overlooked oftentimes. They had a lot of knowledge about what was going on in the kingdom, much more than most other people who were in court, because they were ignored. Basically, they got to see everything that was happening. So thank you for the hearts. So there are 22 major arcana. It goes from 0 to 21. And as I said, when these cards come up in a reading, they show you that there's something karmic that needs to be seen or a major lesson that needs to be learned. So they're very important. However, you can do readings with just the major arcana. You could also do readings with just the minor arcana. You could also do readings with just a regular playing deck of cards. The way I learned how to read was on a regular playing deck of cards. I didn't have a tarot. I started reading for other people when I was in grade school. I was like 8 or 10. And I didn't have a tarot until I think I was 16 when I got my first tarot. So you don't necessarily have to have a tarot deck in order to do readings. Now, what is the difference between a tarot deck and an oracle deck? Well, an oracle deck like this is the Lunar Oracle deck, only has 26 cards. Each oracle deck, like this is the Soul Coaching Oracle cards. This is a 52 card deck, just like your regular playing deck is a 52 card deck. When you do oracles, You could do as many or as few as you would like. So you could do an oracle with 10 or 12 cards. You could do an oracle with 100 cards. However you want to do it. I find that the sweet spot seems to be 36 to 50 or 60 cards. Usually most of the oracle decks are like that. So like this one is called, so this is a 64 card deck, and this is self-help, and it's called Attitude Adjustments. It's really cute. Many of these decks, they have their own symbolism, it's very stylized. And anybody who's been into metaphysics for more than a minute is familiar with, great, I can't remember her name now, with Louise Hay and with Doreen Virtue. Doreen Virtue did tons of decks. They're all off the market now and worth a lot of money if you have a one of the decks. But she did mostly like angels, and then she did some stuff with fairies. I think she did some stuff with mermaids and things like that. And her decks were, the artwork was just amazing. They were really, really beautiful. At some point, I'll get my Doreen Virtue decks. I think I only have 2 or 3, and we'll do a reading with them at some point. Just not now. So when you have something like this one, like Attitude Adjustments, see, like these are cute little cards. They're easy to shuffle, and it comes with its own book so that each card has a fuller meaning that you can learn. The way I utilize cards is I would use something like this if I was feeling really bummed, if I was having a hard day and I just needed some kind of a pick-me-up. I would go into the deck and select a card like this one. Perseverance. I don't know if you could see it or if the light is on it too much. No, I don't know. I'm sorry. Perseverance. Today, I'm going to persevere and hold my ground. Yeah, for whatever reason, I couldn't get that to look too good. But anyway, today I'm going to persevere and hold my ground. So it's a great message. And then these say what page in the little book to read. So this one is page 52. So 52 says, develop a persevering attitude. Perseverance always brings good results. Don't let contradictory influences of opposites discourage you. Your soul will come to meet you and will help you transcend limitations. When you persist with rhythm and grace and in tune with the signs that life brings you, you are simultaneously purifying and transforming the lead of impatience and dependency into the gold of self-realization. Hi, Elmira. Yes, it is a group reading, but if you want me to do something for you, I could do something for you. We're doing super chats. See, another one is today we will be sensitive to others. Tarot, I do have a tarot here also. I'm doing a little bit of everything. I have soul coaching. I have my deck, very worn, my poor baby, which is the Oracle of the Triad. I have the Lunar Oracle, and we have Tarot Grand Lux. And I also have a traditional tarot. All right. Do you want me to answer a specific question, or would you rather, I'm sorry, I'm losing my voice apparently, or would you rather just 3-card, whatever you most need to know? There we go. These cards aren't always easy to get back in their boxes. Okay. Do you want to do the rider weight? And then we could delve out to some of the other things. Unfortunately, there's about a minute and a half delay. So I'm sorry. So I just yammer on until I get an answer from you. Simplicity, deep, profound simplicity, serenity is expanding in my life. Deep, profound serenity is expanding in my life. Okay. I might go back to those. These are my giant rider weights. This is the deck that I teach with when I do Soul of Tarot. Okay. Not easy to shuffle. There we go. Okay. All right. Okay. Woo! Cards jumping out. Jumping out of there. They're like, pick me, pick me. Okay. All right. And my angel child should be home shortly from work. Okay. All right. What does Elmira most need to know? And generally, if you're watching this, there will probably be something for you also in here, even if you're watching it after the fact. So just listen for whatever resonates. First card we pulled, or actually that jumped out of the deck, is the Six of Swords. So the Six of Swords is about moving from something that is tumultuous into something that is easier. The thing is, if you look at the people on the boat, they are, their head is towards the swords. Now you can look at that as either those swords are protecting them from whatever they're going into, or they might be ruminating over things that don't matter anymore. So you want to be very aware of your thoughts and how your thoughts are affecting you and how your thoughts are affecting everything around you. Know that things are getting better and you're moving towards much smoother ground. Things are about to get easier or about to flow a little bit better. It seems like you're coming from a situation where things were very difficult, very rocky, and you're moving into where things flow better, where you can see things more clearly, and it's not as bumpy a ride. Then we have the moon, and the moon is a major arcana. And major arcana cards in a reading, especially if you're just doing a general reading, are something that is more either karmic or it's important. It's saying, look at this. This is something you need to really dig into. So the second card is the moon. And the moon is about dealing with your more primal nature. And again, we were saying this earlier before you got here. But we were talking about really being more logical in the way we're doing things, to act instead of react, and to really take a step back so that we could look at things objectively and see where things are going or how we want things to be. The moon also talks about like doing things out of your subconscious. As we move forward, you're going to see and recognize more of what is coming from your subconscious, so far as what is motivating you, what's moving you forward, what's really happening. And you're going to have a choice of going one direction or the other. And the thing is to stay balanced in the center. And in order to do that, it's again about being more logical, being more aware of when you're being reactive, and allowing yourself to move forward in a smoother way. This is all a teaching moment. It's all about really understanding where you're coming from. Like, what is your background? What kind of a foundation have you built everything on? And where do you want to go? How do you want to act? And again, act, don't react. One of the problems that we have is we often become very reactive, especially right now. And you're seeing this, and this is the moon, but if you look at it, it's more like an eclipse. And what does an eclipse do? It changes your view. It changes the way everything looks. If you've ever been out in a total solar eclipse, everything looks so different because we're still getting the energy from the sun and some of the radiation, I guess, from the sun. So it's very eerie. There's an eerie cast, there's an eerie glow on everything during an eclipse. So it's making you look at things differently. It's allowing you to see more than you would if in the bright light of day, because it's still, you have that energy there, but it's not so bold that it's in your way. So look at things from another perspective, recognize when things are coming from your subconscious, and learn to act instead of react. Hi, metaphysical baby. Hi, Nasha. So then the third that you get is another major arcana. And this is number one in the major arcana. And number one is about the self. It's about coming into your own. So having something that like you're the best at. You're at a point where you can be very self-sufficient. You know what you're doing. You've acquired all these skills. And remember, as above, so below, or as below, so above. If we talk about the subconscious, how it moves us, and it makes us go in different directions. It makes us do things, and we don't understand why we're doing it unless we're very, very aware. And we dig into the subconscious and we bring light there so that we know why we're doing things. I used to say to people all the time, if you don't know why you're doing something, don't do it. It's very easy to say, but if it's a reaction, it makes it more difficult for you to pull back from that. But having these two major arcana shows that you are really moving out of a time of uncertainty, and the blinders are coming off. You're seeing clearly. There might be some disillusionment there, but you're moving into a period of time where you're very much at center and you feel very accomplished, and things start to grow the way you want them to. So, again, I want to remind everybody that there's a big delay because I'm on Zoom. So I'm speaking and then I'm not I think I might be seeing what you're saying in real time. I'm not sure. But I do have a goal for my super chats today. And if you want a reading that is more personalized, uh, please give me a super chat and then I will do a quick reading. So, one of the things I feel like we really need to focus on is we need to focus on being aware of all the excessive energy that is around us and allowing ourselves to ground in order to take this energy and give it back to the earth and let her handle it. Because when we're holding this energy, oh, interesting. Um, there's a delay for me as I'm watching. So I'm not watching myself doing it specifically, but thank you, Tasha. Thank you very much. So recognizing outdated thoughts, outdated behaviors, recognizing things that we should not be holding on to any longer, and getting rid of those things really is paramount right now. That is really something that needs to. Oh, thank you, Elmira. Thank you. That is really something that we really need to focus on right now because there's just so much excessive energy in the air, and there's a lot of things that are feeding off of that. And when I say that, I'm talking about we feed off that energy to a certain amount, being humans, like we are electrical beings. So having all that extra excessive electricity in the atmosphere, it's got to go somewhere. So many of us are taking that on. Like I find myself oftentimes like starting to shake, or I can't touch anything without electric shocks going. You know, my poor cats. I go to pet them. It's like, oh, oh. She came like she just jumped onto the desk. As soon as I said my poor cats, she's like, here I am. Here I am. What you do, baby? Yes, I know. I know. What? You ate already. I don't need to feed you again right now. And there she is. This is my Gabby girl, and Lance likes to call her Gabby Ghoul. Right, baby? Oh. See, everybody saying, hi, Gabby. Hi. What you doing? What you doing? Yeah. You want to look at the camera? You want to see yourself on the TV? Look, turn around. You can see yourself on there. You want to watch some cat TV? Hmm? Oh, that's like a baby girl. So I thank God every day for my cats. I have Gabby Girl and I have my little Pikachu, and they help keep me calm. That's the easiest way to say it. All right. She is cat TV. Yes, she is cat TV. She oftentimes, when I'm doing different things, she'll come and she'll sit right in front of my screen so that I I have to look over her. And luckily, the way my setup is I have a big screen in front of me, and then behind that, like 4 feet away, is my laptop, so I could see my laptop screen. Can't write anything, read anything on it, but I could see it, and so I could see what I'm doing, kind of. Are you saying it's time to go? Are you saying it's time to go? Is it time to get off right now? You need mommy's attention? Is that what's happening? What you doing? What you doing? Yeah. So before I go, is there anyone else who would like to throw me a super chat and get a quick mini reading, a 3 card reading? Yes. What's this? Oh, this is the baby. I love this cat. Or would you like to ask a question? This is a Q&A. If you'd like to ask a metaphysical question. We were talking about the difference between a an oracle and the tarot, which some of that can be symbolism. Most oracles, from what I see, most oracles like this one, they have a specific thing in mind. So, like this is called soul coaching. So, the information in here is not quite as in depth or as detailed as the tarot. Oracles, many times, oracles are just to give you a basic idea of what's happening. Someone who is a good reader is going to be able to read just about anything because all it is a focal point for you to look at, and then they go from there. They use their intuition actually is what they're reading. It's not actually just the cards. So, hi, baby. What you doing? I love you. Yes, I do. What you doing, huh? I know you want mommy's attention. So, if someone is moving from one place to another, can one take their crystals with them, or is it like brooms and you leave it? Oh, no, no. You take your crystals. My crystals came from Hawaii here with me, and then I was up in Maine and they came back. What I do find though is every time I move, there seem to be some crystals that do want to either be left behind or want to be gifted to friends in that area. So, yes, definitely take your crystals with you. They will not be happy if you don't. So, I have so many, so many. All right, so let's see what this soul coaching. Let's see what it has to say. You want to pick one? You want to pick one, Gab? This one? This is the one? Oh my goodness. Again. So I've been standing here shuffling these, and just a few minutes ago we pulled this card, and it's simplicity. Deep, profound serenity is expanding in my life. Deep, profound serenity is expanding in my life. And this is the one that we pulled earlier. So anybody who's watching this is something you need to remember and maybe write down. Okay, question from Elmira. Yes. Yes, Elmira. See, this is weird because I have a delay, even if you guys don't have a delay. So the second card that came out is surrender. All is well. I surrender to my inner guidance. All is well. I surrender to my inner guidance. Yes. Elmira, do you want to ask a question? Oh, I guess I don't know how these work. Oh, no. I will get familiar with this at some point, someday. Yes. I'm sorry. I didn't realize with the super chats, you're supposed to hit reply, I guess, and then they can ask a question, but you can ask me a question. I don't know. Is the super chat, does that mean that that nobody will see it but you and I? I don't know. I will have to look things up. So, what is your question? And if you want to, Elmira, you can text me if you don't want to make it public. Yes, my little baby. What you doing? My question is, all right, I'm going to pull another one of these while we're waiting for the question. However, it may come. Oh, okay. Ooh, all right, this one popped up. Beginnings. I cherish all the cycles of life. I cherish all the cycles of life. So this has come out a lot today in all three of the decks that we've used so far. We received messages like this in the Rider Waite Tarot. We received messages like this in the Tarot Grand Lux. And they're all talking about new beginnings. Oh, sure. Ask me the light questions, right? The light ones. All right. No, I don't feel like we are. It feels like right now things are like very topsy turvy. Everything is all over the place. And it feels like once we move in towards the summer, things start to smooth. Like all this stuff gets worked out and things smooth out. I do feel like there's tension, but I don't feel like that tension breaks into something bigger. It feels like we get to a certain point and then everything calms down. And it calms down because I feel like different world leaders will prove themselves that they say what they mean and they mean what they say when it comes to certain things, so that then there is a good a good reason to be calm and just negotiate. I feel like a lot of things that we see that are going on right now that are um, hair raising and very scary. I feel like these things are going to be calming down um, without it getting full blown. There might be a small incursion, but I don't feel like it's anything major. And I feel like the whole thing with Signal, I don't know if you heard about that. The thing with Signal and things being sent to the wrong place, I feel like that was like a bait and switch. Like that was done on purpose to kind of show where things can go if we're not taken seriously or if things aren't done the way they need to be done. So I hope that answers your question. I do not feel like we are. I feel like all this rabble rousing and insanity that we're hitting in the first 6 months is going to be done. And then things are going to calm down and be much smoother because everybody will know who they're dealing with all around. Because it's like forcing people to um, face their fears and face reality and what is possible. So I hope that helped. So if there's anybody else who wants to throw a super chat my way, well, thank you. I can answer a quick question for you. Otherwise, I am going to be getting off here in the next couple of minutes because my child just got home and I want to say hello. Okay. This is Gabby girl. Pika usually this one likes to sit on my keyboard. Like I'm finally getting her to sit next to the keyboard instead of on the keyboard. But if she feels I'm doing things for too long, she will definitely put her butt or one of her legs or her tail somewhere on the keyboard so it messes up whatever I'm doing. So they're my little alarm clocks. Right, Gabby? Right? You say hello. Oh, you say hello. What's that? What's that? You hear that? Who's that? Okay. All right. Do you guys want me to pull one last card? Let's see what comes up. What is it that we most need to know right now? What should we take away from this reading? What can we carry with us into the next few days? Let me see which. All right. I think we're going to go for the coaching cards again. We got surrender again, this is so funny because like I never pull from like the top or the bottom. Like I shuffle them and then I pull from the middle. So to get the same card several times, Spirit is definitely, hitting us over the head with it. So surrender. All is well. I surrender to my inner guidance. All is well. I surrender to my inner guidance. So with that, I'm going to wrap things up. Hopefully I'll be live again sometime soon. I want to try to do this on a more regular basis. But I realized that I didn't come on at all, like in February. I was sick most of February. So that's my excuse. But from now on, I would like to get on more often. If you can, hit the like button if you enjoyed your time here. If you'd like to subscribe. And I just wanted to let you know that, simplicity. Simplicity is, oh no, you're going to make me find it. Simplicity is basically that things are getting better, and it's just about acknowledging that and letting that happen. But what I wanted to say was, starting on this Sunday, we are starting a new podcast. Now, I have my podcast that's once a month called Voice of Spirit on News for the Soul, but I am starting a podcast with Miss Natasha Zoe Dean, and it's called Metaphysical Mama and Scarlet. And we will be posting here on YouTube. So if you have questions for that, let me know. You need to send us an email, send us a text, let us know what your questions are, and then we will talk about it. We're looking at different ways to be able to do it live. So we'll see how that works out. All right. So simplicity. Again, simplicity. Deep, profound serenity is expanding in my life. Deep, profound serenity. Deep, profound serenity is expanding in my life. Okay. All righty. Thank you so much for being here. Hit the little bell And then you'll be notified when I go on because I'm not very consistent. But if you want to see me, click the little bell notification, then you'll know when I come on live, and then you'll have your chance to get a little reading, get a question answered. All righty. Thank you so much. You have a wonderful evening. Enjoy. And I'm not quite sure how to sign out of here, but I'm going to try. Mahalo.